Have you ever wondered where great ideas really come from? We tend to think it's some kind of, I don't know, mystical, complicated thing. Well, today we're going to break down a super simple method for finding that spark. And here's the best part. We're actually borrowing it from a curriculum designed for young entrepreneurs, for kids. So let's see what we can all learn from it.
Yeah, it's pretty much the million-dollar question, right? We have this image in our heads of brilliant ideas just striking like lightning. A sudden flash of genius that only happens to a few special people. We build it up to be this really complicated thing. But what if it's not? What if the whole process is actually way, way simpler than we think and accessible to, like, literally everyone? Well, that's exactly what we're about to dive into. So, here's the plan. We're going to walk through a simple 3-step guide to get that initial spark going. And look, this isn't about creating some huge, complicated business plan. Nope. It's just about finding that very first, tiny but exciting little flame of an idea. And believe it or not, this whole thing really just boils down to answering 2 simple questions. That's it. So let's jump right in. All right, step 1. It's all about starting with you. Seriously, forget about what you think the market wants or what's trendy or what sounds impressive to other people. The best ideas, they don't start out there. They start right inside you. No, really, I want you to ask yourself this question. What do you actually love to do? What are your hobbies, your passions, your strengths? I mean, what's that one thing you do where you just completely lose all track of time? That right there, that's your starting point. And just look at how simple these examples are. The source material we're looking at uses things like drawing, a love for animals, or even just being good at organizing stuff. It's such a great reminder that you don't need some huge world-changing talent to begin. Your everyday interests, that's the fuel. Okay, so here's how you connect the dots. You take a passion, let's say it's drawing, and you link it directly to a project. The example they give is just perfect. If you love to draw, maybe your project is making custom greeting cards. See that? It's a straight line from what you love to something you can do. All right, so once you've got that personal starting point locked in, it's time to shift your focus. Now you're going to look outward. You take that passion of yours and you start looking for a problem out there in the world that it can help solve, a place where it can actually be useful to someone else. And this right here is the absolute key. This quote from the source material, it's pretty much the heart of this whole thing. A good idea either solves a problem for someone or it just makes them happy. That's it. That's the goal. And check out these examples. The problems aren't, massive global crises. They're small, everyday things. Someone is thirsty. A neighbor is super busy. A friend has a birthday coming up. And the solution is just as simple and direct. And look how it connects right back to a passion. Helping people, loving animals, drawing. Are you starting to see the pattern here? This is where it all comes together. This is the magic. When you combine step 1 and step 2, you're not just solving some random problem. You're solving a problem that actually connects to something you genuinely care about. And that connection, that's where all the energy and motivation comes from. Okay, so you've looked inward, you've looked outward, now for the final piece of the puzzle. Step 3. This is about making it real, even if real just means writing it down on a napkin. It's time to actually capture that thought before it just floats away. So you know what? Let's actually do this right now. Just take a quiet second. The goal here is 0 pressure. No overthinking allowed. It absolutely does not have to be perfect. Just one single thought. So here's the question for you. Based on what you love to do and based on a small problem you see somewhere, what's one small idea that you have right now? Just one. Again, doesn't need to be brilliant. It's just your first idea. And that's it. There you go. You just went from this giant universal question to a personal, specific idea. That little spark that maybe just popped into your head, that is how everything, and I mean everything, big gets started. I mean, just think about it for a second. Every solution, every business, every piece of art that's ever made any kind of difference, it all started just like this. Not with some massive, complicated plan, but with one single, simple, helpful idea. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this final thought. We put so much pressure on ourselves, don't we, to come up with these huge, world-changing ideas. But what if we just reframed the whole thing? What if the goal isn't to change the entire world? What if it's just to help one person or solve one tiny problem? Because that right there, that might just be the most valuable idea you could ever have.